Come on, spiky boys! Come have a go if you think you're hard enough. The Chaos Gods demand sacrifice. These brutes will do. Time for Combat Patrol Carnage. Hello everyone, welcome back to Combat Patrol Carnage. It's time for a game. So as voted for by you guys, the Orks are going to be facing off against the Chaos Space Marines in their first ever game. And the mission that we're playing is Sweeping Raid as rolled for off screen. So without further ado, let's head to the table and set up and play our game. But as usual, before we do, don't forget to do the usual. Like this video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let me know in the comment section who you think is going to win. Is it going to be the Chaos Space Marines or will it be the boys? So drop a comment and let's find out in just a sec. Finally then, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need for getting started and expanding your force to getting all your painting and hobby supplies as well. This game's also do a massive 20% off the Games Workshop range, including pre-orders. So if there's anything you're looking for, check them out on the Warbay website and you might just find what you're looking for. Right then, it's time to unleash the war! So here we are all set up, ready to play Sweeping Raid with the Orks versus the Chaos Space Marines. Orks won the roll-off to be attacker and defender, and they chose to be the attacker, so the Chaos Space Marines started setting up first. So we'll go over the Chaos Space Marines first of all. So we've got basic combat patrols. So the Hell Brute up on the top corner there with his new paint job. We've got 5 Chaos Space Marines with a heavy bolter and bolt guns here. Havoc's in the centre, ready to pick off anything that comes around the corners of the building. And then the Dark Apostle with his squad of Chaos Space Marines here. So for enhancements, we've gone for Infernal Blessing, as Hateful Exaltation isn't going to do much against Orks, maybe against the bigger stuff. But against the infantry, yeah, extra AP on a critical isn't that big a deal. And for our secondaries, seeing as the mission does require us to try and claim the opponent's home objective for bonus points at the end, we've gone for Idolatrous Despoilers. At the end of the opponent's turn, I score 4 points if I have 1 or more units from my army not battle shocked and wholly within their deployment zone. So on the Orc side, we'll start off with the elephant in the room, which is the Deathcopters. They're off to the side, ready to drop down from above and come in later in the battle. So we've got Lurbag and his mob of boys over there. We got the Killer Cat or Death Dread. We got the War Boss. We got Bork and his boys here. And for enhancement, we've gone for Grizzled Scarboy, so reducing damage by half. Seeing as he's on his own, I haven't decided to teleport him in. And because it's Orks, we've gone for proper looting for our secondary. Because why not? We've got to have some fun while we're crumping these spiky boys. So all what's left then is to roll off to see who gets first turn. So who will it be? Ooh, Chaos snap it with a 6. Can they get some early points by wiping out or denying your Orks some bodies on the table? Here we go into the Chaos Space Marine, turn 1. So in the movement phase, everything has moved up except for the Havocs. They're going to sit still. So they can't see much from where they're to, but yeah, we can easily see Bork's Orks, providing we're in range of our guns, which I don't think we're going to be in range with much. So 24 on the plasma gun and the Havoc chain cannon. 36 on the heavy bolter might be in range. Yes, it is. Las cannons are. But yeah, everything else isn't. So, seeing as we can't see the big targets, we'll throw everything into Bork and his lads. First off, las cannon. Misses. Won't re-roll. Missile launcher. We'll do frag, so D6 shots. I think it's a D3. D6, and it's blast, so that's 3 plus an extra 2 because there's 10 models in the opponent's unit. So these hit on 3s, I believe. Not bad. And we'll wound on strength 4, tough 5, 5s. Nothing. Would have been nice if it's tough 4. Okay, finally then, the heavy bolter. So this is 3 shots and sustained. Missing 1 but getting a sustained. And 4s. Wow, really? Why can't I have had last time's roll? 1 wound though, at minus 0 AP? No, minus 1 AP. So, Orc boys. They're 5 up down to a 6 up. No. 2 damage, but that can only kill a single Orc. And I think pistols are going to be out of range. Yeah, way out of range. They're fine. We're just here to hold the objective. But the Hell Brute and the other 5 Chaos Space Marines will throw everything they can into the other unit of boys. So 8 bolt gun shots kicking things off, and I think we will go for, seeing as only strength 4, let's go for lethal hits. So crits are auto wounding with a Dark Pact. No crits, that's annoying, and a lot of misses. Wounding on 5s. Well, 2 wounds at least. No AP, so 5 up Orc save. Double 1, that's 2 more dead Orcs. Sorry, shooty boys. Then we got 3 shots on the heavy bolter, so hits on 4s because we moved. And it is sustained, so 6s are also an additional hit. No hits, just 1, no sustains or lethals, just 1 hit. And strength 5, tough 5, 4s. Try that again. No, nothing, I'll take that. D3 shots on the plasma. Ooh, nice. And is it blast? I believe it is. So we've sadly killed 2, so there's now only enough in there for an extra 1. So it's still going to be 4 shots. Hitting on 3s, and I'll remember this time that it's only hazardous if I get a 1 to hit. And I get 2 ones, so I'm definitely going to need a hazardous test. And 3s to wound. It's wounded, no save on this, so just a dead Orc. Leadership test then for Dark Pacts. Fail. Ouch. Oh dear. Not off to a good start. You know what? I've got a command point. I'm going to spend it for that. I don't want to lose a body to a Dark Pact. 6 is just what I needed. Lovely. Look at that. And then we take... So, anything but a 1? Fine. Hazardous test passed. And with that, it's over to Orcs turn 1. One thing I forgot to do was sweeping raids mission rule. So I'll do them both at the same time. So at the start of their command phase, each player whose turn it is will roll a dice on a 4+ to get an extra command point. Orcs don't, but Chaos did. So they are now back to 2 points as opposed to the 1. So sweet. Now on to Orc movement. So Orcs have moved up. The 2 boys units have advanced as they needed to get up the table quickly, but we've sticked that objective and we've got that objective, so we're ready to score points next turn. Warboss can shoot with his big shooter as he hasn't advanced, so we'll do that first, I think. So, is it 18 inches to the Chaos Space Marines? It is. So that means we're rapid fire. And we're rapid fire too, so an extra 2 shots. So 5 shots hitting on 4s, because it's being fired by a grot. Not bad. Strength 5, tough 4, freeze. Only the 2. -0, so 3 plus armor. I fail 1, so we take a wound on that front guy there. Now we got the Death Dread, who's going to take some shots. D3 shots with his rocket launcher for free, shooting the Chaos Space Marines, so we get blast for an extra 1. Although it would equally be good against the Hellbrute just singly. But let's try and get rid of those infantry first, because they're importantly holding that objective. So we will fire 4 shots hitting on 5s. Just the 1. And it's 2s to kill, because it's double. Oh, and of course we get a 1. Oh, I ain't having that. Reroll. There we go. 1 dead Chaos Space Marine. Bang. Always listen to your Warboss. And with that, it's over to Chaos Space Marines, turn 2. So, command phase, we scored 10 points. We also scored a bonus command point because we controlled our home objective thanks to being sticky. So, yay, we're up to 4 against the Orks 2. So, with that, let's do some abilities, I think. So, we'll do malicious volleys on the Havocs. And the last cannon guy can see the Warboss. Missile launch, I'm going to say 50% over cover, so I can't really see the Death Dread. So we'll punch the last cannon into the Warboss. And we'll spend the command point for malicious volleys for the squad. So re-rolling 1s, which we don't need to for the last cannon, it actually hits for once. Ooh, and I should have said, we're going to do... No, we won't do a dark pack for them just yet, I don't think. So we're going to hit, we've hit even. So last cannon is strength 12, toughness of the Warboss is only 6, so it's double 2s. That's a wound. Orc Warboss has a 5-up invulnerable save, or he could take his 5-up armor save. Either way. Saved. Oh, you think that can hurt me? Okay. Hopefully they've come close enough for the... Yes, they have. Sweet. Eight shots with a chain cannon, hitting on 3s. Ooh, a lot of 6s there. Why is it whenever I don't do a dark pact, I get 6s? And it's only strength 5, so 4s though, so a little bit better than other things. That's 5 wounds on the Orc boys. No AP, so 5 saves of 5 up. 3 boys go down in Bork's unit. Shooty boy, and shooty boy. Because the choppy boys are gonna be needed. That's not all, we got 3 heavy bolter shots. Missing once, but getting a sustained. And these wound on 4s, strength 5, toughness 5. You're not a Beyblade, but you are a wound. And this is -1, so a 6-up save on the boys. Saved. And missile launcher, D6 shots for 5 plus 1, so 6 in total. Hits on 3s. Ow. Half missed. And wounds on 5s. 1 wound. No AP, so 5 up save, which is failed. And we'll lose the rocket launcher. Not bad for the Havocs. Chaos Space Marine squad, we got a Melter Gun, which is going to go for the War Boss. 3 to hit. Strength 8, Toughness 6. So, freeze. It's a wound. -4. It's 5 up. Invuln. Still can't touch me! And Plasma Pistol and Bolt Pistol are all going to go into the boys. Plasma Pistol hits. Doesn't wound. We will command reroll. There we go. Wound. AP minus a lot. So another dead boy. Then we got 4 bolt pistols. One miss. And only the 1 wound. No AP, so 5 up save. Saved. Finally then, we got the Hellbrute, who this time is going to throw his plasma into the Death Dread, I think. So there's going to be some damage needing to go in. Really, only the 1 shot. Okay. Hitting on a 3. It hits. Strength 8, Toughness 9, 5s. In the tray. No. 6 bolt gun shots from the Astartes then into the Orks. 2 misses. And 5s. Just the 1. 5 up save. Ooh, that would count. And that doesn't though. Then 3 shots on the heavy bolter. Only 1 hit, because we did technically move, I had to shuffle the squad around. But it wins. AP minus 1, so 6 up. No. Another dead orc boy. And with that, over to the charge phase. So Chaos Space Marines are going to try to charge. They'll need a 7 for the straight line, but more to try and get over. And I'm rolling the orc dice. Let's try actually rolling with the Chaos dice. Oh, there we go. So, the Orc War Boss, not liking the fact that his boys are getting a scrap and he's not, is spending all his command points to heroically intervene. And he'll show them how it's done. No more charges, so over to fight phase. So, I think we'll go for Bitter Blows. Is that worth it? Bitter Blows is no good. So, what we will do though is we are going to go for lethal hits on a Dark Pact, I think. So we've got 1 guy with 3 attacks on his close combat weapon. Let's do that first. Hitting on freeze, he doesn't. He is too busy focusing his power into his melter gun. So we got 3 guys with 4 attacks on Astartes chainsword. That's a lot of hits and 2 auto wounds. And now we've got +1 to the wound roll, so strength 4, toughness 5, normally 5s up to the 4s. So that 4 becomes a 5, that 4 becomes a 5, that 3 becomes a 4. So that's pretty cool. So total of 8 saves on the Orc boys. So we've got 3 regular boys left. We'll try them first. 2 dead. So that's 3 gone, 5 left. 1 boy. He's gone. So all the rest are on Bork. he needed the pass 3 to survive. He didn't. One Orc boy unit wiped out. Dark Apostle hasn't struck yet, but he is in base contact with the Orc War Boss, so he can direct his attacks against him. So 5 attacks, so he's Crozius, hitting on 2s, 1 auto wound, 1 miss, and strength 6, tough 6, wounding on 4s, freeze because of his ability. Well, technically adding 1 to the wound roll, so yeah, the 2 becomes a 3, which doesn't count. 3 becomes a 4, so 3 saves on the Orc War Boss at -1, so 3 up armor. Oi, Spiky boy, that the best you got? And now the Orc War Boss gets to attack, so he has 4 attacks with his Ooze Chopper. Hitting on 2s. One miss. And wounding on 2s, so it's double. That's going to be 3 very dead Space Marines, unless they can pass their 6 up saves. Well, 5 up, it's 3 up down to 5 up. 1 saved, 2 failed, 2 dead. So wounded guy, which is this guy here. And I'm going to have to do... Stay still. Yeah, let's kill Melter guy, I'm afraid. And then we can consolidate. Oh, I didn't do the champion, sorry. So let's do his 4 attacks if he's a cursed weapon. Quickly. 1 regular hit, 1 auto wound. And then we've got strength 5, toughness 6 on the war boss, so 5s. Even with the +1, that's still a fail. So 1 auto wound at -2, 4 up armor, saved. Whew, quite a turn. Over to the Orks then. So end the command phase, let's do some proper looting on the objective we can loot, which is that one over there. Oh, it's no loot whatsoever, okay. With that, do I bring in the Deathcopters? I don't think yet. I want a little bit more space at the backfield. So, shooting phase, we'll do D3 shots into the Hellbrute for 2. Hitting on 5s. 1. This could cripple the Hellbrute. Because we're strength 9 and it's only toughness 9, so 4s. It's a wound. -2 to the Hellbrute's 2+, so down to a 4+. Try that again. No. And it is straight 3 damage. Boys are going to shoot the Chaos Space Marines, so we got 4 sluggers. Ooh. 4's the wound. All wound. Nice. No AP, so 3 up armor saves. And we lose a Chaos Space Marine. Actually, that guy make the charge a little bit harder. And we got the big shooter, which is 3 shots and rapid fire 2, so an extra 2 shots. Hitting on 5s, just the once. Wounding on 3s. Wounded. Normal save. Saved. And that's it for shooting. Over to the charge phase. You know what I should have done? I should have thought about doing a war, seeing as we are seriously at a point where we could lose. Wow. Yeah, 2 is just enough to get it within half an inch. Okay, Orc boys are going to need a bit more than a 2. They'll need a 6. A 5. We'll get the first one within half an inch. Sweet. So what I'm going to do is spend my only command point for get stuck in. So these guys can pile in 6. And everyone can get in on the fight. So we'll do charging units first. So we'll do the boys unit first, I think. And we've got 3 boys with choppers who get 3 attacks each, so that's 9. Hitting on 3s. Not bad. Wounding on 4s. That's pretty abysmal. 3 wounds, -0, so 3 up armor. Actually, no, choppers are -1, so 4 up armor. Pass so far, 1 fail, 1 on 1 wound. We got 2 attacks with a close combat weapon. 2 attacks with a close combat weapon, hitting once. Didn't wound. 3 attacks then with the big chopper. Only the 1. Strength 7, so 3s. Oh, wow, no command points to reroll. Chaos Space Marine, I'm going to spend 2 command points to counter offense with the Hellbrute before it dies. Yeah. Choose unit that hasn't fought yet, it can fight before any other fights are done. Because it would be the Dreadnought, the Death Dread first. So, Hellbrute then, 5 attacks to its hammer. And I will Dark Pact for sustained. Hitting on 4s. Only 2, and no sustained, that's annoying. Strength 14 though, so it's not double, just 3s. Ah. Yeah, the last command point for a reroll. There we go. We're going down fighting at least. So 1 wound, -3 to the Death Dread, it's down to a 5 up armor. No. D6 plus 1 damage for 6. Leaving the Death Dread on 2 wounds remaining. Now, finishing off with the charges, the Death Dread will strike next. So 4 attacks plus 2 for its choppers. Hitting on 3s. All but 1, not bad. And strength 10, toughness 9, 3s. That is 3 through at -2. 2 up, down to a 4 up. Made 1, failed 1. Oh, it's 3. So another 1. Made 2, failed 1. So just 1 going through for 3 damage. So they're now both on 6 wounds apiece. So it all depends who can get the final strike in. Over the Chaos Space Marines to pick a unit, so we'll pick the Apostle and his bodyguard, so they fight before the Orc War Boss can chop them up. So we've got 3 chainsaw attacks, or 2 chainsaw attacks, as one's dead. Hitting on 3s. Oh, Dark Pacts. We will go with or auto wounds again, lethal hits. So 1 auto wound. And wounding on would be 5s, 4s thanks to the Apostle. Just the 1. So 2 saves, and I've got leadership test for our Hellbrute. He is fine. 2 saves in the Orc Warboss at -1, so 3 up. Oh, he finally takes a damage. Half of 1 is still 1. And we got 4 attacks on the Apostle, not the Apostle, the Aspiring Champion's a cursed weapon, hitting on 3s. Ooh, 3 auto wounds, nice, and 1 miss. So 3 armor saves at -2 for the Orc Warboss, 2 up down to 4 up again. Ouch. Ouch. Total of 3 damage, halved to, well, just the, is it half rounding up? There's this half damage characteristic of the weapon, so you can't half the damage characteristic of a 1 damage weapon. So that is 3 damage, putting him up to 4. Yeah. 1 damage weapons really do annoy models that can take half damage. And finally 5 attacks from Dark Apostle, hitting on 2s. 2 auto wounds, 3 regular hits. And wounding on strength 6, toughness 6, so 4s. 2 don't count. 4 wounds then through at -1. Because the Crozius is apparently really weak at punching through, but does a lot of damage. So 3 up saves. Saved 3, 1 goes through for 1 damage. So he's on 5 wounds out of his 7. And then we got 2 cultists with close combat weapons, hitting on 4s. 1 wounding on 6s because he's double the toughness, but that 5 with the +1 from the Apostle will wound. 2 plus save. Finally then, the Chaos Space Marines over there with their close combat weapons for 9 attacks against the Orc boys. Oh, first off, leadership test for these guys, 6+, they're fine. And we will go for another Dark Pact, and we'll go, seeing as we're going to need it, we'll go lethal hits again, so that, because they're higher toughness than our weapons. No lethal hits, that's annoying. 6 hits though out of the squad, 5s to wound. Oh, there's our 6s. 3 wounds on the Orc boys at -0, so 5 up save. Ouch, 3 dead boys. So we'll lose the big shooter and the 2 here with choppers. That's it for Orcs turn 2, and yeah, Warboss, sorry, to fight back. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. And 2s to wound. 2 at -2. 3+ down to 5+. Saved them both. Oh dear. Oh dear. Things aren't looking good as we go into Chaos Space Marine turn 3. Movement, there's not a lot of movement. It's going to be everything staying locked in combat because it's going to be really close to decide who wins what. We do have some shooting though, so we got pistols and pistols. So let's do that. 3 bolt pistols into the Orc boys. Hitting twice, wounding on 5s, nothing. 3 pistols, hitting on the Orc War Boss, all of them. Strength 4, toughness 7, 5s. 2 wounds, minus nothing, so 2 plus save. Saved. And plasma pistols to the face. Hitting on 3. Wounding on strength. I should have said supercharge. Supercharge would have been good because I could have killed him. Strength 7, so 4s. No, I'm not going to bother command rerolling that. Over to the fight phase. Orcs pick a unit first. Do they go for the War Boss to hopefully wipe out some of the Chaos Space Marines before he is taken down? Or do we go for the Death Dread and kill the Hellbrute? Not too bothered by the boys over there. I really want the Hellbrute to do fall and the Death Dread to survive, because he could probably take out the Chaos Space Marines. So, sorry War Boss, we're going to do the Death Dread first. 4 attacks plus 2 for his claws. Hitting on 3s. Not bad. And then again, I should have called a war, and I haven't bought my... Actually, it's not the Orc's turn, is it? But I've got to call war at the start of the battle round. 5 hits then. Wounding on... Strength 10, toughness 9, 3s. 3 wounds could kill it at minus 2. So 4 up, 2 up, down to a 4 up. Oh, failed 2. That is going to be 6 damage through. Bye bye Hellbrute. Does it blow? Oh, I almost said to keep that. Really? No, doesn't blow up. I was almost tempted to keep that first result just for spite, but it's only deadly demise 1, which wouldn't kill it. Hellbrute is down. And consolidate towards the Chaos Space Marines, who aren't going to last 5 seconds. So with that, it's over the Chaos Space Marines to pick a unit. We'll do the Dark Apostle and his unit. So 4 attacks with chainswords on 2 guys. And I forgot to say lethal hits. Not that it would have mattered. Wounding on normally 5s, plus 1 for the Dark Apostle. Just the 1. 3 plus save, not saved. He's down to 6. He has 1 wound left, and it's the... Do I do the Dark Apostle stepping up, or do I do the Dark Disciple? Not Dark Disciple. Aspiring Champion. You know what? Dark Apostle wants the victory. For Khorne! He hits with 4. Strength 6, toughness 6. Would be 4s, wounding on 3s. 3 of them at minus 1. 3 up armor. Needs to fail just the 1. He does. Even with his, you know what, command reroll that fail. Still a fail. Even with his halving damage, that is up to 7. War Boss is down. And with that, the Orcs are... We're not going to concede just yet, because if we can wipe out one flank and get to the opponent's objective, we can score some big points in the end game. Space Marines are going to consolidate 3 towards an objective. This aspiring champion is going to start getting spiteful with the Dark Apostles and keep stepping in and taking kills. Orcs will pick a unit, so they'll pick the boys. 3 attacks with a chopper. Only 1 hit. Wounding on 3 wounds, minus 1. 4 up save, saved. 3 attacks with a big chopper. Again, only the 1. And 3's to wound. It wounds at minus 1 again, but 2 damage. saved. And it's just up to those guys to fight back. 9 close combat weapon attacks, and they will go for lethal hits on a Dark Pact. 2 auto wounds, and 5s. Just 1 extra. 3 saves on the boys at 5+. Fail all of them, so 1 kills him, 2 kills him. We can consolidate towards the closest enemy unit, but that's not going to do us any good because it's just going to murder us, so we'll stay still. And with that, over the Orks turn 3, they only score nothing now because they have no points, and they are definitely going to concede. They've only got Death Dread and Death Copters left, which aren't going to win in the game. So there we have it. That is going to be a Chaos victory. Yeah, there's not a lot the Orks could have done. Chaos played really well this time around. The Orks could have done a little bit better. Perhaps they'd played a little more defensively. Not advancing turn 1, letting the opponent come to them and then charging would have served them a lot better, I think. But yeah, Chaos Space Marines just gunned everything down. The Havoc squad really helps. I think maybe if I start with the Death Copters on the board next time the Orcs play, the Death Copters can do a lot of damage. They just need to be on the table to do it, because the Death Copters probably could have took out their Hellbrute early on. But there we have it. That is it for issue 51. Up next, issue 52, where we start our first Leagues of Votann with the Carl. So I hope you've enjoyed this battle, and I'm going to put up a poll to see who will play. I think what I'll do is I'll do similar to how the campaign is suggesting. So each battle, the victor will carry on, and then you guys can vote to see who will be their opponent. So Chaos Space Marines have been the victors today. It'll be up to you to vote who they face. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.